Hello, channel watchers and YouTube alumni alike. So what am I talking about? Oh my God, yes, the news that everyone is talking about today, the change in policy from YouTube's monetization partner program. I was the one that got the email. I didn't realize I had gotten the email because when I switched phones, I forgot to log into my Gmail on my phone. So I went and I logged in manually, and there it was, that effing email. I mean, who's to say we didn't really see this coming with all the weird kiddie porny channels that are disguised as cartoons, the Logan Paul thing, the Big Daddy 05 thing, copycat channels, you know, Vine channels, which they don't really make content, they just pull it from other places and upload it to YouTube just to get the revenue. But I mean, like, it sucks because I went to my analytics and I did, you know, I looked at my numbers, and obviously you can see how many subscribers I have. I am not near 1,000 yet, but I am maybe almost, I guess you could say. I have 3,707 hours of watch time, and the minimum requirement is 4. So I'm kind of like, And if anybody is subscribed to the Philip DeFranco show, and as usual, he goes in depth and he's explaining things very well. And you know, and he brought up some good things that, you know, we're all kind of butthurt because it does feel awesome to get that first YouTube paycheck, even if it's just like, you know, the minimum cap, which is like $100, not cap, but the minimum, which is just $100. You know, it feels good to get some money for all this work that you've put in on your channel, even if it started out as a hobby, which I mean, it still is to me. I don't think that I'm making any big bucks here or any major bucks. I get paid like once a year, and you know, it's just nice to have extra cash to look forward to at some point in the future during that year. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I like Philip DeFranco was saying, and he's so right. You know, YouTube may push that dream. They're trying to kill the dream. You know, they push it like further and further and further away from us. But I mean, now's the time where maybe other YouTubers, we can support each other more. Like say, hey, this is serious. Let's support each other. Let's sub. Let's just, you know. And it's funny because I was looking at comments on people on the Philip DeFranco channel, and this one guy's like, I'm at 3,950 hours. He's like, can someone just loop watch all my videos? And it's so cool because, you know, the YouTube community, you know, there's good in it. Besides all the trolls and shitty people, that cyber stalkers that leave bad comments. And I, you know, maybe not on my videos per se, but I see it on other people's videos that have a much larger following. I mean, the YouTube community is great. Any community is great when we actually get up and stand up and take care of each other. You know, it takes a village, and I don't just mean like watching a kid. Like, it takes a village to make sure everyone is taken care of. You're taken care of. Like, we all got to watch each other's back. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it does kind of, it could do either two things to someone like me or someone who's on that threshold, like they're about to make their first $100 on YouTube. You know, it could do one of two things. It could completely shatter your dreams, and you could just delete your whole channel today and be like, screw it, I'm done with this. Or two, you could be the type of person to be like, okay, that's just gonna make me want to work harder, be more focused, put out better content, really push my skills and learn, you know, better editing software, get better cameras, or just, you know, improve with what you have and just give your 110%. So I feel I'm kind of in that boat. You know, I don't count on this as any kind of supplemental income. Like I said, I only get paid like maybe once a year, and that's fine, but it is something that I have gotten used to and I look forward to. So like, hey, I watch my monetization and my AdSense stuff, and I'm like, hey, it looks, I can estimate at this month in the year, I'm gonna make extra money. and I kind of planned for it, be like, oh, maybe I'll buy this or do this or say, you know what I mean? Like, so you get kind of used to it. But Philip DeFranco did have some interesting things to say on his video, and if you haven't seen it, I suggest you go watch it on his channel right now. He talked about, if you want to continue getting paid, look into getting a Patreon now. Yeah. Figure that out, right? Patreon, there's something else called Brave that you can also start getting paid on, that he says it's more lucrative than relying on YouTube's current and future change. On February the 20th is when they implement this whole changeover, which I'm going to be dropped for my monetization. And and I did see this coming, and I don't know if anybody watches Dame Drop food reviews on YouTube, but he's made a lot of videos about, and I'm sure he's not the only one that's noticed this, or people have noticed this because of his video. Up until this point that YouTube sent out this email, I had been seeing a strange drop in views, especially on my Selena tutorial video. There was one point last year when it was a little over 45,000 views. And just the other day, I went back to check on it and, kind of look through everything. And it was at 36,000 views. And I was like, hey, where did all my views go? You know what I mean? And but it sucks. It makes me wonder if I was still at 45,000 views, would I be closer to the watch time threshold? I don't know. I mean, they kind of just pushed me back and, throw a girl a bone, why don't you? Shit. What else? And then, slowly in the last, I'd say maybe year and a half, 2 years, I noticed that some of my older videos, even if I'm not cussing at all or not being, disgusting or foul or whatever, my monetization on these videos were being limited. Like I have a review on black milk leggings versus store-bought, other crappy brand type leggings. And they limited the monetization on that video. And I'm like, what the hell? And the only way you can get it to be reviewed, manually reviewed, to get your monetization back on that video was you would have to have 1,000 views on that video within 7 days. Which, for someone like me, that's not going to happen. So that'll never be manually reviewed. So again, it can either make or break you. I know it does kind of break the spirits of a lot of YouTubers that are coming up, because it is such a nice way to visually connect with people, and I try and even with me, I do enjoy sharing my limited knowledge of sewing and crafting and just what I know, sharing it with other people. And it is fun to do rants. I don't try and have that to be my sole content on this channel, because I am first and foremost a craft channel. But those are videos just supplement my content, because this channel is who I am, and I do complain about certain things, and I have strong opinions, and then I'll also teach you how to make some crappy snacks, you know what I mean? So it just kind of bummed me out, bummed a lot of people out today. I didn't even know this took place until someone on my Facebook made a comment about his YouTube channel. So I was like, well, there goes my money. I really don't know if I'll ever hit 1,000 subs. I know the watch time I probably will hit, because I do have some videos that have some pretty high views, in my opinion. It's no million over 6-figure views, but I have quite a few that have some decent amount of views. So I'm confident I'll hit the watch time. But just that 1,000 subs, and then just, and it sucks because you can't be as free with your speech as you probably once could, And I have kind of a potty mouth, and, not so much in my craft videos, but when I have like more relaxed rant, opinion time videos, story time videos, then, the Dirty Sailor comes out. But so that just sucks. I just wanted to make a video on that. If you haven't seen the new Philip DeFranco video, watch it. He does give some excellent advice about the whole Brave Patreon. Learn how to make money on YouTube, not from YouTube. Or make from YouTube, not on YouTube, which, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to expand at some point. And maybe that's easier for channels that have much larger followings and they get those kinds of views. But for us, much smaller ones, it really does suck. And again, I have a shout out to Dame Drop's food channel. He's doing something called Voice of the Creator. And, people email him their smaller channels, give a description. And he's also already kind of exposed, in a good way, exposed some smaller channels to his larger platform, and it's been really awesome. I've already subscribed to one really great channel. They're called Sauce Stash, and I really like that channel. And if it hadn't been for Dame Drops doing that, I would have never subscribed. And I love food channels. I love cooking. So that's all I have to say about that. I'm just a little, you know, bummed out today, but that won't stop me from uploading my content. You know, this is a passionate hobby I have of mine. I'm not paying any bills with it yet. I just hate how now I'm being pushed, and like many other creators, pushed further and further and further away from our dreams of making any money off what we like to do as a hobby. So that's all I have to say. Everyone have a great night. Bye.